and Alasha27. That was very informative. Thank you. So I read all of that, and it made me feel better about buying a laptop right now. So thank you. And Bradalicious, you picked me over a book. I love that. That's sweet. And FunFun0501 said, I'm probably totally busy, but thank you for making videos. And I thank you for leaving such a sweet comment. Taking time out of your day to make me smile, to make me feel better. And Retro Girly Girl, talk about flying roaches? Do they fly? Are these roaches going to start flying? I only saw that one in the Mega Building, but I didn't know they flew. Oh, I don't know what I would do if I saw a big, huge flying roach. Like, I kill spiders with my hands, but this was a roach and it was huge. I've never seen a bug that big. I don't know what y'all have down here, but that was a big bug. And hurricane. Yeah, they just named the hurricane out here Debbie. They said it's not going to hit Pensacola too hard. Like, we're not going to get a full-on hurricane, but we're going to get a pretty big storm. And they named it Debbie, I think, yesterday. And we got to see, me and my roommate were sitting over down at Portside. Portside is this place on base where there's like a bar here and then video game area here. They have like a Pizza Hut inside of there. It's just like a hangout place. We were inside of Portside, and we saw this huge, like, craft moving along, and it was an oil, I don't know, it looked like a structure. It had huge columns coming down, and it looked like it was a building, and it was floating kind of fast along the water, and we were like, did that just detach from the shore? Like, is that supposed to be floating out there? Then we were looking online, the news yesterday said that they moved it because of the hurricane coming in. And we're like, we saw that! Anyway. Carl Z223, I adore you. Token Babe, again, I adore you. 15 Snicker, hey, how are you? What's my daily routine? Now that I am in A school and I don't class up, I don't have class, I will wake up, muster at 6:30 in the morning, and be on barrack support. Which means, because I don't have school, I don't have class, I'm not classed up yet, I will do whatever it takes to maintain the cleanliness of the barracks. And anything that needs done in here, they'll put me to work and I'll do it, and I'll work all day until 1600, I don't really know. And then after that, I have Liberty. Liberty is time off here. Anytime that's your free time, whether it be the weekend or after school, is your Liberty time for you to do whatever you like. So I could go to the next, I could go work out, I could go wherever I wanted, and unless it's my duty day, then I'll have to stand watch. So my daily routine is kind of chill. A lot more chill comparatively to boot camp anyway. Cosmetic Candy Girl joining the Navy. Oh, message me anytime you like. Emily Interests. Oh, okay, this is what I wanted to talk. Oh, and I love you. This is Rom-Com. I love you, David Donna, my singer baby. So, Emily Interests. Is this my last page? Oh, it is. Okay, this is good because I've got 3 minutes. Emily Interests wants to know, and I love stuff like this. I'm going to get into this. She asked about Marines on base here in Pensacola, because Marines, the Air Force, and the Navy, they're all here in the Pensacola NATTC. Mostly people in the Navy. Like 83% of the students here learning are in the Navy. And then there is a barracks, like, there's like Delta Barracks, this is the Navy, the Navy, the Navy, the Navy, 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 Navy. And then down here is, like, this is an aerial view, okay? This is an aerial view. Delta Barracks, this is where all the females are. Like, you can Google image the aerial visual of Pensacola base, which isn't very safe to me, but you can. And you'll see all the barracks, they look like big giant H's. How do you make a big giant H? They look like big giant H's. Because that's... Anyway, the Navy, there's a barracks for the Navy here, and we sleep in there, and we sleep in here, and we sleep in here, and there's a bunch of different barracks. And then there's a barracks here for the Air Force, and all the Air Force people sleep in there. And there's a barracks for the Marines, and they have their own. But we can see each other everywhere. We can work out together, we walk around together. Some of the classes are intermingled. A lot of the rates are Navy specific, so a lot of the time, if you're in the Navy, you'll only be going to school with Navy people. But I think that I've actually seen, because you have to march to and from class, but I've seen people marching in groups where there are Navy and Marine personnel marching together to a class. So I believe, I could be wrong, maybe they're just marching there together, but I think they have classes together. But you can go to the gym together, you go shopping to the next, and you have tons of free time. Like after school, you're here in the morning until the afternoon. After that, you have liberty all day. You can walk around out here and do whatever the hell you want. And we have Marines that sit right here out of Delta Barracks. Like this barracks that I live in, I walk outside the quarterdeck to the little gazebos that are sitting out there, little benches where people smoke and stuff, and there's tons of Marines just sitting there talking to all the females from in the Navy, which I hate. But I'm old-fashioned. I don't talk to any of the males here because I don't believe that we're here to be intermingling, but they are. But maybe I'm old too, and maybe it's because the Marines, there's not very many females with them. In the Navy, you go to boot camp and you see females all the time, so it's not like they've been ripped away from female life, but it seems like all the Navy females are with the Marine guys. They're like young and dumb, and people get caught doing shit. Let me tell you, this is a problem. I'm going to vent a little bit, okay? They are so strict here in Delta Barracks for the females, but I believe they need to be, because the females here are sluts, and they represent the Navy. The Navy is being represented in a very dark light, in my opinion. They'll wear a ton of makeup, their clothes are tight, like, they don't put their hair behind their ears because they feel like it doesn't make them look sexy, so they'll have their cover on, but they'll have, like, their hair all, like, me, I will look like a fucking dork. I will put my hair all the way behind my ears, I will put my cover on, I don't give a fuck if I have makeup or not, I will be marching, like, I will do my thing. I am here for a purpose, and I believe that, I wish so badly that that was the mentality these females had, but the truth of the matter is, these females are hoes, and they're making the Navy look bad. And I'm wearing the same uniform as this girl over here, and this girl over there, and she's out there, standing there talking and drinking, getting drunk at portside, and it's just a mess, and it's disgusting to me. And I had to stand quarterdeck watch. When you stand quarterdeck watch, the quarterdeck is where you enter the barracks. You have to go through the quarterdeck. So my job as watch was to maintain the integrity and security of the barracks, yes, but when females were getting ready to go out, because once you enter phase 2, phase 3, they can get dressed in their civvies, they can have their boobs all out, they can have the hella tight pants, they'll come to the quarterdeck, and my job is, like, there's regulations and rules that you have to maintain, even in civilian clothes. You can't have a tank top on, your shorts can't be past above mid-thigh, your skirts and dresses have to be 3 inches above the knee. I was out there with a motherfucking ruler, walking up to females, measuring the 3 inches, and I'm like, you're changing. You're not walking past this quarterdeck and leaving outside of this barracks on my watch. People got pissed off at me. They were like, are you serious? Yes, I'm serious. What are you here for? Are you here to learn? Like, it makes me so fucking nervous to know that some of these people are going to serve the country and be manning these aircraft. Like, take this shit seriously. I hope that they fail and they fall out of class and they don't make it, because they don't deserve to be here. Their mind is not in the right place. If your mind is here to meet males and get frisky, then get the fuck out. I don't want anything to do with you. It makes me so mad. It makes me frustrated, horrified, like, to know that these people are here. And they made it past boot camp. They've made it this far and they're here. Like, don't get me wrong, like, you can hoe around and be a slut and do a really, really good job and be, like, the most awesome fucking ATO there ever was, but it still makes me nervous that that's where you're making your priorities land. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of that going around, and Pensacola has the highest population of shingles? No. What is it called? What is that called? Starts with an S. What is that disease? What is that STD? Starts with an S. Syphilis. Pensacola has the highest population of people with syphilis. It is at 29%. Not just this base, but this town, this city, has 29% of their population has syphilis. And that's just of what has been reported. That's just of the people that decided that they would go ahead and go to the health department and report that they had syphilis. Can you imagine how many people don't? Can you imagine how many people haven't reported that? There's a whole hell of a lot more than 29%. It's like a pandemic, right? People with syphilis. 1 in 3 students here at NATTC, 1 in 3 are being treated for an STD. Are you fucking kidding me? That basically means everyone fresh out of boot camp, because you're tested for all this before you go into boot camp. Everyone fresh out of boot camp probably doesn't have an STD because they haven't had a chance to have sex. You're not supposed to have sex here on base, but people make ways. Like, they'll go under the cars, they'll go behind the cars, they'll go on the beach. Like, they'll go in the gazebo and sneak around. We had people just get, they went to Captain's Mast for fooling around in the gazebo. Like, people had alcohol in their rooms. I don't know how this happens. You're supposed to, in the quarterdeck watch, you're supposed to have the messenger search the bags. And I was making sure the messenger that stood there with me searched every single one of their bags, because if a bottle of alcohol made it in while I was on watch and they searched their room, not only would that person get in trouble for having alcohol, whoever was standing watch that night, they will backtrack it and find out who was standing watch and how in the hell a bottle of alcohol made it past you. So I take that shit serious. Maybe because I'm old and this is a career. This isn't where I'm just going to explore and have fun and fuck around. Like, I take that shit serious. But 1 in 3 people from medical, this is straight from medical, they are treating 1 in 3 students here for an STD. It's disgusting. It's despicable. I don't like talking about it. I don't like everyone knowing that it's that horrible, but it is. That's the reality of it. So be safe. Wrap it up. Don't fuck around. If you do, chances are you're going to get STD. And I was walking back from chow. By myself, walking back from chow. A person passed me, and I said, the third person passed, said, they have an STD, and I kept walking. A group of 3 people walked past me, they have an STD. A group of 6 people walked past, 2 of those people have an STD. Like, in my head, I was just freaking myself out, because I was just like, I was getting really grossed out, because that's the reality of it. When you're in the Navy, the stereotype for the Navy is to get drunk, because you're stuck on a ship for so many days, and you want to feel normal, you want to let loose, and people go get drunk, and they fuck around. And it's sad, it's disgusting. And a lot of the kids in the Navy are kids. They're 18. They've never known anything. I've lived life. I'm 27. I've done all that. I'm mature. I think I actually feel better about joining at the time that I have, because I'm older and more mature, and I'm not going to make stupid mistakes like that. But these kids are young and dumb. They don't have their wits about them, so I'm worried a lot for them. But they'll learn. They'll learn from a burning, itching crotch. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. Anyway, that was a mini vent. So that's how it is here. I'm not saying anyone's cheating on anyone. I'm not saying anyone's fooling around with anyone. But just know it's a big fucking mess. And there's like 20% of the people here are good. And I'm 20. I'm part of that 20%. Because I'm a square bear and I'm a cheese ball. Hoo-yah. Hoo-yah, cheese balls. Well, everyone else went to Portside last night and got drunk. I stayed in. Why? Doesn't interest me. Doesn't interest me in the slightest. I want to learn. I want to be the best fucking sailor I could be. I want to be able to do my job and know that I'm not going to risk anyone's life in an aircraft that I put together. I take that shit serious. I don't want to kill anybody. I want to give everything that I have. That's my speech. I answered all the questions and all the comments, and I'm sorry if this series annoyed some of you, but that's the only way I had to comment back. And I'll make a video soon probably about boot camp. I'll do a boot camp one next, and then I'll talk about things other than the Navy soon. When I get a life and I have things to talk about, I'll be back to my old self. Okay? Thank you for hanging in there with me. Love you. Bye.